back to another YouTube video. My name is Mike. I am a full-time used book reseller. That just means I go to thrift stores, I scan the books, I scan the DVDs, I scan the CDs, and I send them into Amazon once a week, and I get paid every 2 weeks. It's simple as that. So you're probably thinking, another trigger set video? So I've decided to make like the ultimate trigger set video. It's all you're going to need for books, DVDs, CDs, and video games. So ain't gonna be no cut, and we're just gonna get right into it. As you can see, I'm a small box on the screen somewhere. Don't worry about me. You want to focus what's going on the screen. So I'm doing this through the desktop. It's a lot easier, in my opinion, to set your triggers up through the desktop through ScoutIQ. I am affiliated with them. If you sign up through my link, it's like a free trial or anything. I just want to make it clear, you know, I'm transparent with it. It's just the app I've used since I started reselling for Amazon, so I trust everything they're doing over there on their end, and it hasn't led me astray. And all these trigger sets are the ones that I use and that I've been using since the start. I have tweaked a few things from previous trigger videos, so you guys pay attention. If you're using my old ones, I might have changed something here or there, but I'll kind of try to explain it as I go if I change something on you. So we're going to jump right on into it. All you're going to need is one trigger set. So you see here we have the ultimate trigger set. That's what I call it. It used to just be books, but now it's the ultimate. We upgraded. So we're going to edit that. So we're going to go in. So you want to make sure you can put your description. You can put whatever you want. You can name your trigger set anything you want. Fulfillment, FBA, you want to make sure you have that. FBA cost per pound, that's just shipping it in. ScoutIQ takes that into effect when you're scanning, 30 cents. You could do 35, 40 cents. It's really not that big of a deal. Now, buy cost is 0. I hear this a lot. Hey, Mike, why is your buy cost 0? When you're going to different thrift stores and different chains, the price is different everywhere. So if you keep it at 0, it's a lot easier to do the quick math in your head instead of having like $1 in there or $1.50. And then you got to try to figure it out, and it's just a little bit more complicated than just keeping it at 0 and knowing when you go in the store, hey, books are $1, DVDs are $2, etc. So we're going to get right into it. So you're going to have all your trigger sets up here. So you're going to have your book triggers, and I'll leave it up here on the screen for a little bit and kind of explain as I go. So to my previous video that I did when I first started, nothing has changed besides this last trigger set. So when you're scanning in ScoutIQ, sometimes the books come up gray. It'll be gray. It won't be red or green. And sometimes people that are new kind of get confused by it. So what does gray mean? Gray just means that it's not in your trigger parameter. So before, I only went up to 6 million. So if you're scanning books that were over 6 million, they're coming up gray for you. So I added this trigger at the bottom, the 6 million and 1 to 25 million. And I have always reject. You see that as yes. So now when you scan something and it's over 6 million, it's always going to be red. So you really don't have to worry about ever seeing grays unless a book's over 25 million. And I don't know if I've ever seen a book over 25 million. So this makes it a little bit more straightforward as you go. And as always, when you're scanning books, make sure you're checking them. Just because it's green might not necessarily mean that it's a good buy. So if you're in a Goodwill and the prices are $3 and it comes up green, if the profit's $4, we're not buying that. You don't want to make $1 on a book. You want to have a little bit of room for your repricer if the price goes down a little bit, and you at least want to be doubling, tripling your money, especially when it only comes to, you know, $2, $3. You want to be basically compounding your money as much as you can. So here goes all your book ones. Like I said, I use all of these. This isn't just something I made for the video. These are ones that I actually use while I'm out scanning, and if it ever changes, I will let you know. But there goes your book triggers. You can screenshot it, use the same ones. I don't care. These things basically have worked amazing for me since day one. So now we're going to get into the more fun stuff. So DVDs. All right, so I've been out. It's probably been about 2 weeks now since I've been ungated in DVDs, so I have a little bit more research under my belt when it comes to this stuff. Same thing here with the trigger set. I did change the target profit a little bit. DVD sets seem to cost around maybe right around $3 or $4 on average. So we're looking for $8 profit. It's basically going to double your money. With a rank of under 100K, it should sell pretty fast. And then we jump up to the second trigger where it's $12 profit. And then we have the third trigger again. So you're not scanning and you're getting all these grays. This one's going to basically always reject anything that's over 250,000. And I would recommend highly staying away from any DVDs that are over 250,000. They're just going to take forever to sell, and you don't want to just bog down your inventory, and your inventory score is just going to go right down the toilet. So that's super simple with the DVDs. Now VHS, I don't have VHS. And if you're trying to sell VHS, good luck, Chuck. Move it on. Music. So when I got ungated in DVDs, I was also ungated in music. I highly, highly recommend you taking the time to get ungated in DVDs and even music. It's only going to cost you 30, probably 20, 30 bucks. It's going to change the game for you, because these categories don't have as many sellers, because it's hard. I guess it used to be a lot harder to get ungated in them. So you'll see when you're scanning that there's not as many sellers on these listings. So that means the prices aren't going to tank as much, and there's not as much competition. So I mean, I've been loving it for the 2 weeks I've been ungated. I've been finding just profit everywhere. You just scan the CDs and DVDs, and you're already in the thrift store, so you might as well. Now I have changes since my last one. So CDs seem to be a little bit cheaper. So I've been seeing CDs for about $1 or $2. So you see I changed the target profit on these up to 100K is only $6. And then we jump up to the next one to $9. So it went down a little bit for what we're shooting for with profit, because you're going to find CDs cheap. I even have some places that sell CDs for $1.50 and 50 cents. So if you're turning $1.25 into $6, you just keep doing that, you're going to make lots of money. Now we go into the video games. This one's super easy. Two trigger sets, just because we always want to have the always reject. We're only taking video games that are ranked 75,000 and under. So target profit on those is $8. Now, some places the video game prices can be out of control. I've seen it go both ways. Some places $3 a video game. Some places $10 a video game. So always be wary of what the prices are before you go in there and start scanning everything and filling up your cart. So right around $8 I think is a good spot to be at. Any video game under 75,000 is going to sell for you. So I think that's like the perfect little kind of limitation to have yourself set at. And that's going to cover everything. So you got your books, your DVDs, your music, and your video game triggers all in the same trigger set. So when you walk in a thrift store, you don't got to change your triggers to, oh, my DVD trigger set, my CD trigger set, my book trigger set. We're all underneath the same trigger set. It's going to make your life a lot easier. And I promise you, if you have these set up correctly, and make sure when you're setting up your triggers, you take your time and you set them up correctly. Whether you're following mine or whether you're making your own, you want to make sure your numbers are correct, because this is the most important part. When you're in there scanning, and if you don't have these numbers in there properly, you're going to be getting greens for stuff that's not green. You're going to be getting reds for stuff you should be buying. So take your time and set this up correctly. Hopefully this helps some of you out. I appreciate y'all watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more used book videos. Bye-bye.